Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Uh, very, very good night for me and for many of the WWE Universe was coming off the heels of last night's Monday Night Raw that surpassed everybody's expectations. At least, I want to think everybody's expectations. I mean, the Raws that we've been getting the last couple of weeks have been poop. They've been bad. They've been really bad, and that's from me saying that from someone that sees glasses as half full and all that other happy thinking sort of thing. And even I thought that the Raws that have been happening and the pay-per-views and just WWE programming in general, not up to snuff, and the ratings show it. Showed it the last couple of weeks, and they certainly showed how good Raw was last night. Now, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't a perfect Raw by any means, obviously, but when you compare it to what you've been getting or what we've been getting as a WWE Universe fan, apologize for that. But as a fan base, what happened last night, 10 times better than what we've been getting the last couple of weeks. Obviously, heck, even on at least for me, I don't really do polls. Then again, I also just found out that you can do polls on Twitter. So I was a little late to that game. But anyways, so even finding that out, I did a poll the old-fashioned way at my Twitter handle at WB_podcast. So if you're watching this for the very first time or whatever, check that out. It's on my timeline. You might have to scroll a little bit to find it because I'm interacting with many fellow WWE fans, and I enjoyed that. Whether it was me live tweeting for WWE TLC on Sunday night or live tweeting hashtag Raw Philly for Monday Night Raw last night, or during, not for, but during Monday Night Raw last night. I enjoy interacting with each and every one of you that reach out to me, that are fans of the podcast, fans of WWE, fans of both, or however. It's always greatly appreciated taking time out of your day to get my thoughts on things. But I'm trying to find my poll that I have, because I was going to actually say live on air the results, but all I know is that last time I checked, it was like 32-4. Like I said, I was doing this the old-fashioned way, the old way that you used to have to do it on Twitter. Retweet if you liked it, favorite the tweet if you didn't. Sort of polling. I did learn though from Joe of the Joe Cronin Show. A good friend of mine has his podcast here on YouTube. Great content. Check him out when you can. Again, that is Joe Cronin Show here on YouTube. Also, the other podcast that I'm a part of, Main Event Marks, that I'm now full-time there as well, as much as I am full-time with my own stuff here on my channel. Definitely check Main Event Marks along with Joe Cronin's show as well. But like I said, last time I checked, the polling, like I said, it was like 32-4, 32 retweets, 4 favorites. When I went to sleep around, or when I went to bed finally, about 11:30 p.m. Central Time. Oh, gosh darn it! Oh, here it is. All right, poll. And just so you know, I'm just gonna read what the tweet was, in case you want to check it out and favorite or retweet. Anyways, poll. Did you enjoy hashtag Raw Philly tonight? Retweet for yes, favorite for no. Like I said, simple and quote-unquote old-fashioned as it is from what you can do in actual polling, as like I said, learned from Joe, of the Joe Cronin Show, on his own show that he had live last night after Monday Night Raw. But as of right now, we got 56 retweets, 10 favorites. So 56 people say yes, they did enjoy Raw, 10 obviously saying no. Raw to them still was not great, not good. Whatever, they didn't enjoy it, which is too bad. Like I said, I think this Raw not only superseded what all the past Raws have done collectively, But I think this Raw itself almost stood out, especially now with the Slammy Awards. Next week could win an award for Best Raw of the Year, and it being the last Raw of 2015. Oh no, not the last Raw before the Slammy Awards. I guess was what I meant to say for 2015 awards. Obviously, not the last Raw for 2015 in general, but I just think it was that good in my personal opinion. I know um, some others that are here on YouTube that give their opinions on Raws and Raw reviews did not feel that way. They strongly did not feel that way, and I respect that. That's their opinion. They don't like it, then like I said, it's their right to not like it. I just hope they give it a chance, and hope that maybe they open their eyes. And at a time, maybe then it can get them to start saying kind things about Raw. I guess I don't know, but for them, they need more. They have higher standards. It's not that they don't care. They love the business. They want the business to be better, just as much as I do and other WWE fans, because we love watching WWE. Heck, some of us maybe have even tried out for WWE, or I know a high amount of us out of the WWE universe sent in videos to WWE for Tough Enough. I know that's for sure. It's true. It's dang true there, and I was one of them. So, but so even in their high negativity on this Monday Night Raw that I actually thought and expected maybe that from watch their reviews and them actually changing their tune a little bit. Like I said, it's their personality to be a little different and be whatever, and I respect that. But I thought maybe at least you saw a little bit of different. But no, you didn't. They had the same issues with this Raw that they have for the rest of the Raws lately. Which, like I say, I respect their opinion. But in my opinion, I think Raw was great. I give it probably a 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. I just really enjoyed it. It really did what it was supposed to do, especially after a pay-per-view. That's how you book Raw after pay-per-view. The only downside about this Raw in any way was that with the pay-per-view, almost was trying to get you to the Monday Night Raw to watch that, and Monday Night Raw was being built more than the pay-per-view itself, meaning that WWE was looking at the Raw being a bigger thing than pay-per-views. And it seems like in the last couple of pay-per-views, like you don't have like the heel turns or the whatever is actually happening at the pay-per-view, you have them happening on the Raw after said pay-per-view. So that's kind of interesting. It's not a bad thing, at least not to me. Just an interesting thing. Just wanted to point that out. But like I said, I have that poll at WWE_podcast. Definitely, like I said, welcome to check that out and have your voice be heard in that way. But with TLC in a whole, or as a whole, meaning as a whole, was fine. I mean, I think it was predictable with most of the matches. The one match that actually kind of surprised me with Dean Ambrose winning and becoming the new WWE World or WWE Intercontinental Champion. Was surprising, but in a positive way. Me being a big fan of Ambrose, I tweeted after he won about my excitement. I did then. I'm a big fan of his, and hopefully big things can come out of it. Hopefully he actually has a long and successful title reign as Intercontinental Champion, and then go up from there. I mean, here in 2015, both members of the three-team Shield, or two of the three members of Shield, WWE World Heavyweight Champions and Roman Reigns already is a two-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now, at some point, it has to be Ambrose's turn, and it really should be. Not because it has to be, sort of thing, but it's just certainly, in my opinion, should be. And, I'll give it a timetable of at least around this time next year. By the end of 2016, he will either just become WWE Champion, like Reigns did Sunday night to technically become a two-time champion, or will be, by maybe a Raw, last Raw of 2016, maybe Dean wins the title going into 2017, or already has, or is going, whatever, holding the WWE World Heavyweight Championship for Dean Ambrose. Because I think between here and then, now and then, perfect time for that to happen. And hopefully, then if that does happen for Dean. And if you think of it this way, this year we missed out on the Shield triple threat for WrestleMania because Seth Rollins got injured, right? And we don't even know if that was the plan for WrestleMania. As I stated in a past episode, that even with Seth Rollins' injury, their plan might have still been everything that's happened and plan to happen moving forward. It might have been changed a little bit, but beyond that, maybe not. So next year, maybe you have a thing with Dean Ambrose chasing for the title. To WrestleMania 33 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, close to my hometown. I found out that NXT is going to be traveling for a little bit in January. They're going to be traveling a little bit, and they're coming to Milwaukee and Green Bay here in Wisconsin. If I had the money, I would certainly go. Now I don't have the capability of my YouTube channel to have the whole support. Send Steve to an NXT live event like Joe Cornishow does, or others, because A, he has the fan base, and B, he has the ability with his channel to do that, which is awesome for him, and he deserves it because he works his one off for his episodes. So I'm not saying that in a bad way toward him. I'm just saying in general that's what I can't do. But if I was able to do that, maybe I would do that just for that. Not for just trying to solicit money in general, but for a specific goal that the money will go to 100% of the proceeds, in a way, as they say. 100% of proceeds going to get me a ticket for either that or for WrestleMania 33. Or maybe a WrestleMania travel package for 33 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But even saying that, it almost feels weird asking in that way because I'm not that type of guy. And that's, me, as you've gotten to know me with my episodes, either here or on Main Event Marks. But, hey, you never know. But like I said, if I had that capability, maybe I would try that. Maybe I would see what the WWE Universe or fans of WWE or fans of this show, if they would be willing to. And if they did, trust me, if you guys out there, men, women, whatever, did that, I would try to find out, through whatever thing I would use, whether it's a GoFundMe page, I guess that's what it's called, or the support here through YouTube or whatever. I would try to find out who each and every one of you were that donated, and give you all a shout out or a follow back on Twitter, or a chance to be on an episode live, or actually be able to host one of my shows live, and me being the co-host of my own show for all the people that helped me out. I'm that type of guy. You're gonna do that to help me, I'm gonna do something to help you. One of those give and receive. I mean, it is the holidays, the season of giving, but you don't expect people to do that at all, to give, especially for something that's not going to be for them. That's what true giving is, doing something that benefiting others and putting others over yourself. I mean, in the end, that's actually the true meaning of Christmas, true meaning of actual giving. I know it's a routine thing over the years for people. I know things have become commercialized and all this other stuff, but the true, at least to me, in my opinion, the true meaning of that is thinking of others and getting, whether it's a family member or a friend, a gift, or even just a simple card. It shows that you care. But not everybody likes to do those things, and they don't have to. So just because someone doesn't do it within your family doesn't mean that they're not good people. It's just that they don't want to do it, or they don't have the time to do it. But back to the point, being that maybe that's what I could do. Maybe do a GoFundMe for the WrestleMania package. Now for the NXT ticket, it's only one ticket, and it's for an NXT live event. I don't think it'll be that much, so I don't think I would need to do a GoFundMe. Maybe just a general asking. But I've never done that before, and like I said, I don't know. To be quite honest, I feel weird or cheap asking that to people. But if let's just put it this way: if I was like Joe of the Joe Corner Show, where each and every week I ask, I have the donation system that he does for his live shows that are, after Raws and whatever's. I feel more comfortable in asking something like that for people because it's already part of my process, which is part of his process. Then hey, balls to the wall, go for it, sort of thing. But I don't know. It was just a thought I had randomly there. But back on topic, Monday Night Raw, Sheamus WWE World Heavyweight Champion going to the show. You start Raw with Stephanie McMahon and Roman Reigns. I know I tweeted out, well, which one do I think was going to start how was Raw going to start? Whose theme music was going to be playing first? And I kind of hinted, backhandedly in the tweets about Stephanie McMahon being the one. And certainly that was Stephanie McMahon and then Roman Reigns. So, hopefully Ross can continue to be as good as that one was last night. We'll see. We'll see for sure, but I think it can be. I mean, then again, we have the Slammy Awards next week, and then hopefully after that we can get back on track with Royal Rumble stuff, those type of matches. But we'll see. I was just waiting here to see if anybody was gonna join in and jump in and talk some TLC or WWE or Monday Night Raw, but maybe I'll wait a little bit and then take a look at the time at that point. So I guess there's a couple other things to talk about. Daniel Bryan been talking about maybe that his career may be coming to an end. He might have to think of other ways or other things to do for WWE. And this is what I've been saying for weeks, months, whatever, here, Main Event Marks and on Twitter, that I think the end result will be Daniel Bryan retiring. I don't think he's going to be coming back. Because I think even if he does, he's going to get injured again, and then he'll just be right back on the shelf, and that one for sure will put him into retirement. He's had a great career already. He had his moment at WrestleMania 30. I know everybody enjoyed that. But I just think it would be best for him, for his family, and like I said, for him and himself to just converse with the fact that his wrestling career is over, but his career with WWE in itself is not over. You can become a trainer, you can try to become an announcer, you can try out for other things. Who knows? But he has a lot of potential for WWE to use him to market the business and market WWE. And he's already doing, we're always doing a book tour. There are a lot of those things that they can do. But yeah, also finding out that we hired someone to become the head announcer for SmackDown when they go to USA Network. Sorry, I was watching Modern Family on the USA Network. But anyways, so that's kind of cool. I think they're going to have a lead person, which means they're going to be shaking things up in general. I don't know who else they're going to put there in the announcer. Other announcers they're going to put with this guy for SmackDown when he moves to the USA Network. But either way, whatever you have to do, I still wish they decided to go live for SmackDowns. They've had the best of opportunity. And it was something I was going to bring up on Main Event Marks this past week, but never got to. But the point being that WWE has a perfect opportunity here in the beginning, or when we get to the beginning of 2016. You can change things. You can have the draft coming back. You can have the draft lottery, the brand split. You can have all that jazz and fun stuff. And SmackDown being live, and you can build up SmackDown again. Continue to try to build up Raw from its doldrums these past weeks and months in its own right. But obviously, there's more for SmackDown, and see where things can go from there for that show. Well, I guess I'm going to be done for tonight. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed the show who isn't watch live, who will be watching an archive. I take care. I'll be back tomorrow night talking NFL and the Packers win against the Cowboys. And looking forward, looking ahead to next week's slate of games. 3 weeks left. I think next week's slate of games looks pretty interesting, but we'll see what we got brewing up for the NFL. So definitely check that out tomorrow night. Talking Packers with Steve. But here for Steve's Wrestling Ramble, take care, have a good evening, good night, and like I said, as always, take care.